Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name's Connor and I make videos about everything travel and languages. Duolingo has been getting a lot of criticism lately, not only because of its overly persistent practice reminders, or because it uses phrases so weird someone even made a Tumblr about them, but also because some people claim that it's just not an effective tool for what it was originally designed to do, help people with learning languages. So today, I'm going to explain why Duolingo is still, in my opinion, the best beginner language learning app on the market. More importantly, I'm going to teach you how to use Duolingo so that you can have the most effective results. To give a little context, I've been using Duolingo on and off since around 2017, and in that time, I've completed 3 language trees: Italian, French, and German. Everything that I'm about to say in this video is based off my experience learning those 3 languages on Duolingo, as well as my language learning experience in general. Without further ado, let's get started. Right off the bat, one of the best things about Duolingo is that it's completely free. Now, Duolingo does offer a premium version for about $13 a month, but in my experience, it's perfectly fine to just stick to the free version of the app. When Duolingo's CEO Luis Fanon founded the company in 2011, he was motivated by the idea that education should be freely accessible to all people, and this philosophy continues to drive the company to this day. According to Fanon, the company is targeting an IPO date sometime in 2021, so it'd be interesting to see if this IPO causes more features to be pushed to the premium version. But honestly, I think it's safe to say that Duolingo will keep its core business model for at least the foreseeable future, and people won't have to pay to use the app. Now, the next big thing setting Duolingo apart from its competitors is that the app is based on the system of gamification. This means that the app is designed as much as possible to mimic the feeling that you're just playing any other mobile game. Duolingo is a simple and playful interface, and its lessons are structured into different levels, just like in a normal video game. The app gives you XP for getting questions right and awards you with its so-called lingots as an in-game currency. Furthermore, it even allows users to compete in leagues and move up and down a ranking depending on how much they study that week. While resources like textbooks and flashcards certainly have their place in language learning, Duolingo's gamification system makes starting a new language a lot more fun. With Duolingo's streak system, which rewards you for practicing consistently, it's a lot easier to get into the habit of setting aside a few extra minutes each day for language learning. And while it's true that Duolingo can really only help you get to an advanced beginner or low intermediate level in a language, establishing this consistent schedule early on is crucial before moving on to other resources. Personally, I've tried dozens of language learning apps and websites, and none of them have quite matched the gamification feel as well as Duolingo has. Back in 2012, Duolingo sponsored a study that found that just 34 hours using the app equates to a semester or college-level language course in terms of test score improvements. And as someone who has taken both college-level language classes and extensively used Duolingo, I can unscientifically say that my experiences support these findings. The advantage of self-studying a language with an app like Duolingo is that the lessons go at your own pace and can be adapted to fit your own schedule. For example, if you run into a vocabulary set that you already know, it's a lot easier to skip past it in Duolingo as compared to in a classroom setting where you have to follow along at the pace of the class. On the other hand, if you run into a grammatical concept that you're having a hard time understanding, then it's a lot easier to slow down and review it with Duolingo as compared to being dragged along in a class. On top of that, Duolingo uses AI to personalize your lessons and make sure that you're studying the right things for your level. All that said, I think there's definitely a right way and a wrong way to use Duolingo. First of all, even though Duolingo claims that you can learn a language in just 15 minutes a day, actually spending 15 minutes a day on language learning is going to result in really slow progress. If you were able to push that to 30 minutes each day, twice as much, then that'd result in an extra 91 hours each year spent on your language. And if you were to spend 1 hour each day, 4 times as much, then that equates to an extra 274 hours of language learning each year. Of course, all of us lead busy lives, and an hour of language learning each day might sound like a lot of time. But if you were to think of all the downtime that you spend doing things like waiting for dinner to finish, waiting for the bus, commuting, before and after classes or meetings, and really all that time when we're not focused on some specific task, then it's pretty easy to find just a few minutes here and there to spend on a Duolingo lesson. There's also a lot of really helpful Duolingo features that most people either don't know about or just don't use. For example, Duolingo stories are a great way to practice newly learned vocabulary words and start developing a base in reading skills. Furthermore, while most people find it a lot more convenient to just use Duolingo on their phones, Duolingo actually offers 2 exclusive features on their website that I found to be really helpful for progressing in my languages. First, on your computer, you have the option to deactivate the word bank and just type in all of your answers. I found that doing this pushes me to improve my spelling and dive into my active memory to recall vocab words instead of just passively recognizing the ones that are in the word bank. Second, studying on Duolingo's website also gives you access to the tips section of each lesson. This section highlights grammar rules and dives deeper into the construction of common phrases. Personally, I found this feature to be invaluable when I was studying German, since the German grammar is a lot more complex than the Romance language grammar that I was used to. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and let me know in the comments what you think about Duolingo. If you want to stay updated on future videos about travel and languages, go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell. Thanks for watching!